What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to today's Anfield Agenda news roundup. We're going to be asking stick or twist. Should Liverpool go with Arne Slot or should we go in search of Jabi Alonzo? We're also going to be discussing Liverpool's need for a right back or not, again, depending on what media source you're looking at. We'll talk about some transfer gossip. We'll talk about lots more, but as always, we want to know your thoughts. So do let us know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget, we'll have another video coming out for you guys a bit later on tonight as well, where we'll have the very latest on the Mark A situation. Until now, let's get cracking. So, Florian Plettenberg said, understand Liverpool are urgently searching for a replacement for Conor Bradley, who will be out for several months with a knee injury. Now, we do know that he needs an operation. This is being described to us, but we don't know exactly what's up with Conor Bradley, but we do know he's out for the rest of the season. However, Plettenberg goes on to say various options are being assessed for the current transfer window, being told that Ryerson is currently not a candidate for Liverpool. So that's the Dortmund right back, I believe 28 years of age, who had been linked in some sources yesterday. Now we're going to talk about Fede Chiesa and the situation about will he or won't he move back to Italy. So this piece from Tudor Sports say Liverpool will not sanction a sale for Federico Chiesa despite interest from Juventus until Mohamed Salah returns from the AFCON. Now this makes sense to me because, look, we need as many bodies as we can. Whether Salah comes back and Chiesa goes out the door or not remains to be seen. But I can understand Liverpool at least wanting to make sure that they're looked after numerically. I mean, we're already the walking wounded. The last thing we need to do is make ourselves even worse off when it comes to player availability. So, Alonso, as we know, has departed Real Madrid, and apparently there was a clause in his contract, according to reports, that said if he gets fired in year one, then they only have to pay up year one of his salary, meaning he probably will be returning to the managerial market for a new job soon enough. This piece here from James Statman said, Jabi Alonso had a 71.4% win rate as manager of Real Madrid. That's higher than Zinedine Zidane managed in both of his tenures with 69.8% and 60.5%, and more than Carlo Ancelotti with 68.8%. Only just half a percentage behind Jose Mourinho's Galactico era with 71.9%. Now, of course, those are over a lot longer term, but it just goes to show the real reason Alonso was fired from Real Madrid probably was nothing to do with his managerial ability, and more so to do with him not pandering to players and their egos. And look, I'm going to come out and say it, that's most likely why he was fired, because he wasn't willing to let them away with not doing the right things. There was arguments over fitness coaches and lots more. James Pearce has said this, Calvin Ramsey was expected to be sent out on loan, but is now more likely to stay as a result of Conor Bradley's injury. This kind of contradicts what Florian Plettenberg has said about Liverpool looking quickly for a replacement to come in to help out for Conor Bradley's situation. Now, what's the smart play here? It's a really difficult one. In all honesty, I'm torn on this one because Conor Bradley, of course, has had more than his fair share of injuries. And I don't know what the future is going to look like injury-wise for Conor Bradley. We do know the rest of this season, we're going to just have Jeremy Frimpong and Joe Gomez really as cover. Dominic Szoboszlai can play it right back in a pinch. I don't know where my head is at with this one. I don't know what the best thing to do is for the right back situation. I would rather it was resolved in the summer if we're looking for a longer term thing, because we do need to figure out whether Conor Bradley will be able to get past this bout of injuries or not. It's one thing picking up muscle strains here or there, but this is one that's going to rule him out for the season, and what knock-on effect, if any, that would have for the rest of his career, I truly don't know. So do let me know in the comments where your heads are at with this one. Now, Sky Bet, they have Jabi Alonso as favourite. Favourite for what, you might ask? Well, he is the favourite to become the next Liverpool manager if indeed Arne Slot leaves or is sacked. Now, we were going through and looking through some numbers, and you can search this up for yourself. Since September, Liverpool have won 5 league games. Since September. We're in January. Let that sit. Because for all the people who are going to tell me about the unbeaten run at 11 and things turning the corner, 5 league wins since September. I think it's since September the 20th, if my memory is correct. But go and search that one up for yourself and tell me again that Arne Slot is turning a corner, because I'm not buying it. I haven't been buying it for a long time. And now that Jabi Alonso is there, I think the club would be idiots not to at least look at this situation. Whether you make that move in the summer or you make that move now, that's another conversation. But for me, I would personally go after Alonso and try to make sure we have him tied up, whether it is for the summer or for now. Personally, my preference will be to bring him in right now. I can understand others might want to give Arne the chance to maybe go to win the Champions League. I don't see us winning the Champions League under Arne, but stranger things have happened. Either way, we can't let this situation where Alonso's availability puts us into a situation where we just say no and then fire Arne in the summer with him gone. So we need to decide on the longer term future of our manager. Remember, at the end of this season, if Arne does stay even, he has 1 year to go in his contract. And as you've seen in the media, there hasn't really been too much talk, has there, of a contract extension there. So, Living Liverpool have said, Trainioni's minutes since the match versus Palace in the EFL Cup in October: 3 minutes versus Barnsley, 1 minute versus Wolves, and 1 minute versus Tottenham. They are some fantastic minutes, aren't they? That Arne's dishing out for some of the young players. I think we have a problem with Slot, they write, that he doesn't trust young players, and that's not the Liverpool way. Look, he did come on late last night, as we know. 3 minutes of normal time plus stoppage time. But that isn't bringing through younger players. I even said it last night when he brought Trainioni on, that this is stat padding minutes, or garbage minutes as I like to call them. So what is he going to learn from that? How is that going to enhance his footballing education? And Trainioni, he's been around since Klopp days, so he should be getting far more minutes now if Liverpool really do believe in him, which I think they do, to be fair. So the manager, he needs to step up. Jurgen Klopp on Real Madrid's interest. Now, people said to me last night, did you see the reports that Real Madrid are going to want to move for Jurgen Klopp? And I told you there was no chance in hell that Jurgen Klopp would have any interest in that job. And this is what he's had to say. This has absolutely nothing to do with me and has triggered nothing in me whatsoever. Because the report was, of course, that it's triggered the interest in wanting to come back and become a manager again. So, The Athletic write that sources close to Jabi Alonzo said that he will stay in Madrid for now for family reasons, but has not ruled out taking charge of another club this season. There remains optimism about the future options. So let's wait and see what happens there. The Athletic also say, when Slot exceeded all expectations in leading the club to Premier League glory in 2024-25, it looked an inspired choice, but things have been considerably tougher for the Dutchman this season. He's undergone and undergoing a lot of pressure after a miserable run of 9 defeats in 12 games between September and November, but since then, he steadied the ship somewhat, with Liverpool having gone 11 games unbeaten in all competitions. Again, that unbeaten run is, well, it's open to interpretation, shall we say, but it is an unbeaten run. There's no argument with that one. He retains the backing of the owners, but his contract only runs to the summer of 2027, with Liverpool sitting 4th in the Premier League, well placed to qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League. And on that, we are going to qualify for the knockout stages, but what we really want to make sure of is that we're inside the top 8, so we don't have the playoff round. And now we're one spot outside of that, so we probably need to beat Marseille away and Carabao at home to guarantee it. He said, and 4th in the Cup, 4th round of the Cup, there's still plenty to salvage from a difficult campaign. Even so, another alarming downturn in results would reignite the debate over his future, and as managerial change were to be made, Alonso would certainly be a popular choice among the fan base. Now, tonight, I'm going to give you more information on Manchester City and their pursuit of Mark Gay. I'm still trying to gather a little bit more information on that, and as you may be able to hear from my head cold, I probably came back too soon to work last night for the watch along, and it's kind of bitten me in the backside today as I've gone a little bit downhill. So I'm going to record another news video update later on. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream tonight as I'm just not physically able to, but we will see you guys tomorrow for a live bit of content. Until then, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to check out Connor's one from this morning, and of course, I'll have another news update coming a little bit later on tonight. Until then, much love. Thank you as always, and Florian Wirtz has had 5 goal involvements in his last 6 matches. Let that sit. A little bit of a good stat to finish on. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.